Hello, my fellow Crystal Radio friends. It's been a long time since I posted a new Crystal Radio project. Today I'm going to give you something different. I've been using 3D printers recently, and I find it's very useful to create some of the components that you can't buy from outside. For example, this pen-shaped crystal radio. So I started to use Fusion 360 to create all these components that can make up a pen. You got the purple one there. That is the main body of the pen. The narrow part is for you to wind your coil using lead wire or magnet wire. The wider part at the bottom is for you to put in a ferrite rod, a 10 millimeter times 100 millimeter ferrite rod that can be pushed and pulled in and out of the coil to create a variable inductance. And to do the push and pull, we'll use these threads or the screws. So the one on the left with a lot of threads, that one is where you will put your ferrite rod and stick it inside. And then this one will screw in and out of the pen. We also have the antennas, connectors at the cover. The top part will be used to house our detectors and headphone jacks. To make it a real pen, you can put in a pencil ink inside, or you can put in a ballpoint ink inside. For the rest of the video, I'll show you an outdoor demonstration and an indoor demonstration of how this works, followed by how I design it and how I make it. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please click like, subscribe, and send to your friends to watch too. Let's start with the testing.
Gonna strike right through this heart. You said to be patient and give you some room. You said you had
姑娘等画面性十足的细节，使得歌曲引人入胜。这里是 FM 87.8 AM 675香港之声正在播出的民歌风尚，欢迎您的继续收听，我是主持人根根。
大家好，我是袁枚。歌曲《太阳岛上》旋律美轮美奂，又充满闲情逸致，在温情的演绎下，构建了一幅山清水秀的美好图景。通过音乐的力量，让人们获得了一份水绿天蓝、美好生活的幸福感。今天的民歌风尚，让我们在新中国早期爱国影片的经典音乐当中，重温这段岁月的情怀。
祖国繁荣昌盛的美好愿望。
That's all the testing. As you can see, you can get this pen outside and really enjoy Crystal Radio. And the holes inside the cover, you can use the telescopic antenna with the N4 screws that allow you to screw in and fasten that properly. So you can use the telescopic antenna.
又生動，將讀書呢件事形容得好似係柴米油鹽一樣，妥貼入味，食有百態，書有百態。
Relative humidity stands at 83% and the thunderstorm warning remains in effect.
好多人喺食咁樣嘅飲食睇似享受，但每次喺飽食後，總覺得腹中飽脹，油膩不堪。喺嗰個年紀讀書，何嘗唔係咁樣？中意光怪陸離、起起伏伏嘅。就算以感情為題材，亦都有資深免費嘅
將軍澳、天水圍、香港電台普通話台。
一本書
聯合廣播。
人喺有咗一定閲歷之後，品嚐字裏行間平淡悠長嘅味道，養身亦養心。食同讀原來好多時候係相似嘅，一種食物能吸引人嘅唔係濃烈，係喺放低。太濃烈嘅食物難免令人飽脹，讓人將對於食物嘅熱情一下子揮霍殆盡。放低碗筷之後，摸下鼓脹嘅腹部，心中滿係煩膩。一本書能吸引人嘅，亦都係咁樣嘅餘韻。字裏行間嘅濃烈，讓人喺獲得咗短暫嘅痛快之後，繼而心生嘅係對眼前呢本書嘅飽膩。而樸實平淡嘅文字，更加好似係一碟餘味悠長嘅菜肴。合上書，腦中清爽，只有餘地，但餘味不絕，令人流連。於是就有咗食字嘅讀法，知如食，貴在萬品，方得真味。
沧河间万千里霜，倾城一夜雪在。
Here is how I designed the Crystal Radio pen. Basically, I use Fusion 360. I watch a lot of YouTube videos how to make frets out of Fusion 360. It takes me a while to figure out how to make the frets smooth, because if you take the default value from Fusion 360 to create your frets like an M16 screw, for example, and nuts, it will be too tight to turn. You will need to offset that in different ways by as much as minus 0.3 millimeter. You have to cut down the surface of the frets by that figure, otherwise it will be too hard. Not only on the screw, you also need to make the offset of the faces at the nuts as well. That means the inner walls of the pen where the screw will screw in, where the ferrite rod will move in and out. So I designed the cover to have 3 holes, which I use some M4 screws, M4 nuts to just melt in and fasten it that way. I also tried to use the lipstick mechanism, but it ended up not too smooth, so I'll leave it for the next project. Okay, so you can easily print from Fusion 360. Just select 3D print, and then you can start the slicer for your 3D printer. I use Cura. It's good that I designed it to go without support, because if you have support, there will be a lot of extra bits being printed you need to clean up later on. So you can just print it vertically without support. Save it in your flash card for your 3D printer, and then we'll print it from there. But before that, we'll use the preview function to have a final check. Make sure all the holes are holes, all the parts that are supposed to be stuck on the flat surface of the printer get printed at the first layer, and there's nothing unexpected. Then you can start your printing. It took me 5 to 6 hours to print out everything that you are seeing here. If you can try to print individual components instead of printing all at once, because you'll see all these flying hairs in between the components as the print head trying to move between one component and the other component. So you can get rid of that if you print components one by one. So after printing out, use a lot of sandpaper to clean up your components, make it smooth, especially the threads. You may have to screw it in and out a few times before it will be smooth. So better wear a glove to do that, otherwise your skin may be very painful. I did that once to myself. So you better wear your glove. You can make it a real pen by putting in some ballpoint ink cartridge, or in this case I just take a piece from my pencil, just put it in. There's a cover for the pen too, in case ink is leaking. The cover will save you. And then the top cover, and screw it in and test it out. I designed this to use with a 10mm diameter, 100mm long ferrite rod. So you can purchase that online. and force it into the shaft inside. Now let's look at the circuit diagram. So this is a conventional circuit diagram. The top one is used for most FET. I use 3DQ, which is very sensitive. I get much louder signal using 3DQ than the diode. If you're using the diode, you need an additional tap at your coil L2 there. So after the 20 turn, you need to have a tap and continue to wind 60 more turns. 40 more turns in total is 65 turns in total. So you can use the list wires. I use 60 strings, 0.04 times 60 list wires. Alternatively, you can use the magnet wires. Better use some thicker wires like 0.5 millimeter or above. If you have an even thicker list wire, you can use those as well. The thicker, the better. It will give you more signal. Signal strength will be higher. There are two places you can connect to your antenna. Antenna 1, it's best when you are doing it outdoor with your short telescopic antenna. Antenna 2 is for your long antenna. I'm using this material for wiring, 0.04 times 60 list wires. I've designed a few holes, 4 holes at the top, so you can put your threads through the holes, pass it on to the upper chamber there to connect to your diode. So you just pass through those holes and start the wiring. When you reach the number of coils that you need to tap, just fold your wires, put it into, pass it through the holes and get it into the chamber. Next, we are going to test the inductance and see if the range is enough. We need to have 9 times range. That means the lowest inductance, which is now showing 16.66 microhenry, compared with the highest inductance when the spoil rod is all screwed into the coil. The difference would be 9 times. So, okay, the inductance is now increasing as we push the forward rod inside the coil. And let's see what is the final inductance. I think it's going to be around 180 microhenry. It's a little bit above that, 183 microhenry. That's good enough. Now we need to solder in a few fixed capacitors. First one is the 471, which is 470 picofarad for the coil. The second one is 222, that is 2200 picofarad for smoothing out the audio. And we'll follow the circuit diagram to just solder the coils into the various places in this small circuit board. The final step is to put this headphone jack inside the chamber, aligning the hole of the jack with the hole on the chamber. And there you have it. the Crystal Radio Pen.